What's up, y'all? It's me, Darcia Vega, fashion designer, fashion stylist, fashion show producer, photographer, videographer, whatever. I am kicking it with the creative mindset, y'all.
Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Mindset. Today we got a very, very special guest. I ain't say I know the last one, but you already know. This young lady right here, man, I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna start on the simplest level just to keep it simple right now. She is a photographer. She is a model. She is a designer. Event curator. I want to say event director.
And is.
The list just goes on, man. It's like we can't even put her in a box, but Creative Mindset family, I want y'all to welcome Darcia Boyd to the place. Hey.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for joining us, sister.
Yes.
Give me that hand.
Right, you
Thank
usually
you.
do handshakes around.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to ask how you feeling, but I think I know.
You already know I'm nervous, but it's cool. We rolling.
Yeah, we rolling. You doing good. Man, so you do a lot.
I do.
A whole lot.
I do.
I want to start with the designing.
Okay.
First, tell us what got you into designing.
Well, where you want me to start? You want me to start from like childhood or just recently?
Well,
Because
we gotta know we gotta know where we've been and know where we're going.
Well, fashion has always been a part of my life. As far as like from my grandmother, watching her get dressed up, growing up just in the 90s, watching my mom get dressed, get fly. And I just always liked to look cute. So I used to have like a baby doll, and I would get like old socks. You know, everybody had mismatched socks around. I used to keep like this little container, and I would create outfits for my baby doll out of socks, like 2-piece sets, a skirt, a dress, all out of just socks. And so it really started from there, and I just kind of got, like my parents, they let me just kind of like style myself how I wanted. I always like unique things. And so I ended up not going to school for fashion design. I went to school for criminal justice, but I always said that I was going to be like a real fly cop because I thought I wanted to be a police officer. And I'm kind of glad I didn't go that route. But in 2017, I opened up my first boutique right there on Miles Road by Scorchers. And it's called Studio Noel. And so I would just kind of like curate different looks, like pool it was retail. And I opened my business up from there and would just do retail in store and online. And then in 2022, I just kind of stopped completely. And that's when I started my fashion shows, and that's kind of what kind of like pushed me to be a designer. So this is all new for me as far as like designing and making my pieces from scratch. So I'm still kind of learning and trying to figure out my way as a designer, like what's my niche, what my calling is. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But I've been into fashion my whole life though.
So did the creations or the foundation of Studio Noel, is that what started the photographer journey?
Yes. It did.
It'd be so hard to find somebody. The models all on the same schedule.
It's not even that. It wasn't even it wasn't necessarily the models. It was I was spending so much money paying for stuff that wasn't good. Like I think the very first video I paid for was like $500, and it looked like a BET uncut video. And I was just like not happy with that, and so I just let that kind of go on. And then I bought my own camera, and I just kind of started playing around. And then once I realized, I was like, hey, I think I'm good at this. It was just kind of like doing it for my business, and I fell in love with it. It really makes me happy. Like I do so many photo shoots. I don't even post, and I do them for free because that's just how much I like taking pictures and doing video.
I think you should start sharing more of that work then. It's
I know, I need to.
I said, I ain't got time.
I do. I really need to. Like, I just did a shoot the other day. I didn't post it. I had the baby shower pictures, all that stuff.
You got to share what you're doing with the people.
I know.
I know you're doing a lot, but you got to share what you're doing with the people. So, Studio Noel was the inspiration between designing now. When are you designing your clothes? What's the inspiration behind that?
A lot of things. I like to, when I design clothes, I want to see them like what I would wear, because I like to wear unique pieces. I like to find pieces that I know in a store like that's really ugly, but I know somebody else is not gonna wear it, so I'm gonna wear it and I'm gonna make it fashionable. And that's just how I've always been. So that kind of like what goes into like the design process. And sometimes I design based off of that model's body type too. But really, clothes that I want to wear, unique things that you're not gonna find no place else, like one of a kind things, and just like how it'll flow when a person is walking down the runway. So that all plays into the designing part.
Student of the game.
When I was doing my research for this interview, I seen a photographer work with the fashion designer that was hosting the fashion show, intricately put different tattoos to match the aesthetics with the clothes. Can you just speak about how big accessories is into what you do and how you dress up your models for your show? So
accessories play a really big part, because it's like a part of the outfit. Like your hair is an accessory. Like if I have a certain outfit that I want on this a specific model, I know I want her hair to be pulled back. I might want her to wear a hat, because it just kind of like adds that extra oomph, like a pop to the designs and when you style it. Because I'm a stylist first. So let's say that I'm a stylist first.
I left that out. Sorry, y'all.
I'm new to the designing game, but it's accessories down from your necklace to your earrings. If you're gonna wear like a low V-neck shirt, you want to wear, the length of the necklace. It matters. Like that all plays a part.
And is that driven more so about the energy you're trying to invoke from that individual person? Like some people come with their own aura, and then you can just pull from that. But when you're doing a fashion show, are you trying to present a certain energy when you actually put together a full piece?
So honestly, it's a little bit of both. So when in my fashion shows, for each model, I know what I want to put on the runway and what I want to see. But sometimes, like when I see that model put the piece on, I'm like, you know what, let me kind of tailor it to their style. So it might call for like a jean chain or something like that, even though that's not nothing necessarily that I originally had in mind, but it may fit their style a little bit more. So it's kind of a little bit of both, to answer your question. I hope that answers your question.
So basically you could pivot.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to be able to pivot, because so many things can go wrong. And so you just got to be able to work with what you got, for real.
For sure.
So you're approaching your 4th fashion show right now. Yes.
Yes, this
Let's
is
big
big.
up to that.
That's
big. That's something to shout out for sure.
Yes.
What are some things from the previous fashion shows that you're looking to add to this fashion show?
Oh, you know what? I would say that's kind of tough, because each year we grow, each year we get better. So I don't necessarily take too much from the past, because each year I just want to, certain things I don't want to bring into the new fashion show. So the only thing we bring it back are the hosts.
Okay.
From our very first fashion show. I don't think I really have an answer for that one.
That's all right. I was like, because I think about it like designing. When you come out with when you put together your sample, and then as soon as you get the sample, you immediately think about everything that you should have changed on it the first time.
Yes, all the time.
And it's like an ongoing process. It's like your baby, you're constantly growing with it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I was going with that. Like, what have you learned from then to... Yeah, like
got
that.
You.
Yeah,
okay,
like I'm glad I had to put it like that.
Yeah. So just from how we run things in the background that nobody sees, I just kind of learned like, okay, well, this year, instead of us having the models do one thing, we're going to have them do something different. Like it's even down to the contracts that we're having them sign, down to the music choice. Like everything is always like, I learned from what I didn't do. And so now, like last year, we had an incident We were late. We're never late. We never start our shows late. Like never. But this particular time I was trying something new as a designer, and I kind of underestimated the time that I had. So I know now, so instead of being late, I could just kind of start off with some entertainment. So if I am backstage, nobody really knows what's going on because we had this entertainment kind of deal. So y'all ain't got to worry about that this time.
We always say that when we, because I used to do stand-up poetry, open mics and whatnot, and I always used to tell people, the audience never knows what's going on anyway. So you can't mess up.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect way to do that.
Yeah, so I know that now, 'cause going into this year, and I know what I was doing backstage, I was like literally draping the models in their garments right before the event. And like that day, it was just like, if I tell y'all what happened that day, it was so crazy. My sewing machine stopped working. I'm in the middle of cutting, fabric at home, and I sliced a piece of my finger off.
Ooh.
And I'm like, wow, I think it's time for me to stop. And mine dropped it up for like 2 days. It always happens. I never get sleep the night before. And so to go back to that previous question, I just got to pivot. And like I said, now knowing I won't be doing none of that anymore. That last minute draping or doing any of that. And if that is the case, I know that we will have some type of entertainment lined up to kind of keep the crowd engaged.
So something we always talk about with a lot of our guests, depending on what medium they choose to express themselves artistically, is a team. So can you just speak about how important it is to have a team of people that you trust to help you?
It's very important, and I'm honestly grateful that I have the team that I have, because without them, that show probably would not have started at the time. Even though we were late, we probably would have been later. My team held me down. They made sure that everything was set up from the decor. They made sure the vendors were in their place. They made sure to put everybody, and they're doing all of this while I'm at home. And so it's very, very important to have solid people around you, because just because you have a team or a big team, that don't mean everybody's solid either. And so I am grateful that everybody on my team, they're not malicious, they're not doing things to hurt me, they're not doing things to hurt each other or my organization, and we all work well together. So I'm able to delegate and they take it from there, and it's just amazing. So having a team of solid people that you can trust is real important.
Shout out to team.
You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, get a team.
Yes.
Sure.
So here at the Creative Mindset, we like to talk about mental health. We're mental health advocates here. And diving into my research with you, I learned that you were a mental health advocate as well, which was the foundations of Embrace Thy Curves. So talk to us a little bit about the foundations of Embrace Thy Curves and some experiences that made you pursue creating.
Okay, so honestly, Embrace Thy Curves kind of came, I was pushed into starting Embrace Thy Curves. So I work as a mental health case manager. I've been doing this for 11 years. So I give back on a regular. I'm out here in the streets, in the community on a regular basis. And I was working with my friend Asia, who owns Bite Creole Kitchen. And I was telling her, like, one of these days I'm going to put on a fashion show. And she was like, you should just do it. And I was like, yeah, probably not. I'm not about to do that. And she was just trying to tell me to, like, get your organization started. Because at that time, let me go back. At that time, I was kind of done with Studio Noel, like with the boutique. I was just over it because it felt like work. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's not fun. And so when I started researching, and I'm like, you know what, I could put on my own fashion show. And she was like, well, why don't you just take your tagline, which is Embrace Thy Curves, and start your organization. And that's just really kind of how I got here. I was just basically like pushed into my purpose. And it started off with just doing like body positivity campaigns. I took my talents as a photographer and videographer to help uplift other people that, you know, came through the organization. And then we put on our first fashion show. It turned out to be something bigger than what I expected. We had over 200 people in attendance from our first time, and then we just kind of just kept growing. And the mission for Embrace Our Curves is to spread awareness on how our mental health, how our self-image affects our mental health. Whether you're small, skinny, fat, tall, whatever, your self-image is going to affect your mental health. And that's just the reality of it. So we have to learn how to cope with that. And I use fashion as a way to make you feel better. Because when you look good, you feel good. And that's, yeah.
So when I heard about it, me and Dwight had a conversation pre-production. I immediately thought about America's Next Top Model, Takara, when she came with the curves, and I forget her name, who actually was the host.
Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks. I want to say Tony Braxton. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I don't know why that came to my mind. But you actually confronting something that is a worldwide issue, which is body dysmorphia, because there's so many different enhancements and ways to change your body. You actually coming to people and saying, accept who you are and embrace who you are. And you are sexy. You are beautiful. I think that's very honorable work, for sure.
Thank you. It's important necessary. Because if you're not happy with your body, it's okay. You still have to embrace what you have right now. Like, you might want to lose weight. Okay, that's cool. Losing weight, we're not going to stop you, but you have to learn to be kind to yourself and to embrace what you have while you go through these changes. Going through these changes with your body, but losing weight or gaining weight, you have to be comfortable in your skin and learn to just like love yourself throughout all phases of your life.
For sure.
So with the many hats that you wear, photographer, event director, fashion show curator, what are some of the things that you do to keep a mental clarity? You know?
So I'm gonna be honest with you, it's hard. I have to learn to take my own advice, but I go to therapy. I am building my relationship with God.
Amen.
I indulge in self-care. Like, a self-care, granted, is deeper than just getting your nails done or your hair done. But getting a massage and being able to be free and getting my facials on a monthly, that's my self-care for the physical things. And so I'm still working on building my spiritual health and my mental health, and which is why it's important I go to therapy, because therapy saves lives.
Therapy does.
For real. No, for real, it really does.
There's a lot of people that have put a heavy emphasis on therapy. So in the process of curating the shows and, you're juggling a lot, what keeps you motivated through it all? Because life be lifing. Life
be lifing. So I don't know if you all knew or not, but as a part of my organization, we have monthly mental health support groups called Curves, Cocktails, and Conversations.
I didn't see that. Yeah. Talked about that. Come on.
So
you got workshops.
Yeah. So we were doing it once a month at Create a Space. It's for 21 and over. I wanted to create just like a safe space for everybody to just kind of come and talk about whatever. Like, we have different topics each month, whether it's social media and self-image or relationships, sex and relationships, whatever the topic is. I just want people to be so comfortable to like kind of like share their stories with other people, or just listen and don't even realize you in a room talking to strangers. And that's really what keeps me going, because during that time, when I first started, I have a lot of success stories. A lot of people that came in and attended our groups have since signed up for therapy, received some type of mental health case management. Their confidence has boosted, and honestly, that's the only thing that's keeping me going, because I know that's my purpose here. Now I have taken a break, so that's probably why you didn't see it, because I was just kind of like, I can't keep pouring into other people and my cup is empty. So I really just took a break. We probably will pick back up in the fall, but it was getting tiring for me, but I know it's needed. So I know I just can't let it go. And that's, like I said, that's what keeps me going, is hearing the testimonials, hearing people say, even with putting on our fashion shows, a lot of our models there was their first time modeling from where they first began, they have all the confidence now. They have participated in other fashion shows and went on to do other things. And so that's what makes me
You can
happy.
definitely create a tier program process where you can incorporate two, both of them at the same time, so you won't experience that burnout.
Yeah.
If you're just looking at your recruitment, the people that's actually attending, say that they're interested in fashion, you can create an internship program from your focal, that focal group, and then usher them in to having that same confidence that they have in those rooms, having those isolated conversations on stage.
Yeah.
So it won't feel like so much more of you pouring, because then they'll automatically start to pour back into themselves, if that makes sense.
I like that. I like that a lot.
It's crazy that he mentioned burnout, because that was one of my questions. And you mentioned like in 2 instances where you kind of got burnt out. So what are some of the strategies that you implement to refresh yourself during those times of burnout? Because this is a big purpose. This is a big, it's a heavy torch to carry. And we can relate with men in the den, like I was talking to you about off camera. And we all came to the conclusion where we understand an unhealthy tree can't bear healthy fruit. So what are some of those strategies that you implement, and what do you do to make sure that you refresh yourself to be prepared to come back and carry that torch when that time is ready?
I try to take a break when needed. Sometimes it's kind of like, okay, I'm pushed to my limit before I take my break, but the breaks are necessary. Like, even if that looks like me just taking a break, disappearing from social media or Embrace That Curves for a week or a month or two, I take that time and just try to get my mind right, my physical right, trying to get back in the gym. And that's the most recent thing that I've done is I started working back out with my trainer, losing weight. And that kind of helped me with my mindset too. It's just working out, just releasing all that just everything, that negative energy, all of that. It made me kind of want to wake up and make sure I'm getting back on my routine and pouring back into myself. That's a way that I'm pouring back into myself because I lost that, So, yeah.
So I may have overlooked in my research you're doing, because I just found out about your monthly meetings. What's the name? Do you have a name for the brand of the designs that you're creating? Or is it still by Studio Noel?
So as of right now, it's still Studio Noel. Now I have names for my collections. Like June 2nd, I just officially released and came out as a designer. I had like a private showcase, and so that name was called Concrete Bloom.
That was at Creative Space, right?
Yeah, that was at Creative Space. Yeah.
Talk to us about that. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Talk your stuff.
First off, I was nervous because
I mean, it was important.
Yeah, but that usually I get in my head a lot. And so even with my own shows, like my very first show, I knew how to sew in high school and growing up, but I didn't know how to cut and sew and read a pattern. I didn't do nothing. But I created 6 looks from not knowing nothing. And so to the second fashion show, I would procrastinate. I know what I want to do, but I would get scared. And so I would only put out 3 pieces of my designs in my show. And so this one that I just recently had June 1st, in June, at the beginning of June, I technically made 24 pieces. But it was only 17 models that participated. And so that was big for me because I put out a full collection of models, and it was actually 2 collections that I showed. It was the handful of cut and sew pieces, and cut and sew meaning, you get the fabric, you read the pattern, cut and sew and putting together, and then thoughtfully created upcycle pieces too. And so it was a combination of those designs together, and I wanted it to show my growth as a designer because I battle with a lot mentally, and just like even with photography, it took me years to feel comfortable being in a room saying, okay, I'm a photographer. And it's the same thing. It's no different with designing. The imposter syndrome, constantly comparing yourself to other people. So that was just a big deal for me. And I And they say once you sell your pieces, somebody buys pieces off, you're officially a designer. And I sold 3 pieces when I was in LA back in June. And so it was just like a big deal for me, just kind of showing people like, okay, like I've really grown. And the models who have been with me from the beginning, my friends, they know how big that was to me.
Amen to that.
Is it? I want to know what's the source of the nervousness, because it seems like you execute. Is it because is that your reassurance to make sure everything is right?
Constantly thinking about what other people are gonna say, comparing myself to other great designers. Like I'm friends with some really dope designers, and I'm like, well, what are they gonna say? Or my stuff ain't as good as them, so I might not pull it out. I might not even create it. Like it'll be on paper, but from to take it off paper to the sewing machine, sometimes I won't do it. I have a lot, and that's just being real. I have a lot of designs that are like that, and it's me. It's me. I get it my own way, and I can honestly say that.
We just had a conversation about that with a lot of people that have came on the show. Was just like, why haven't they blown up as big as what we see? You know, as we interview them. I'm like, I don't know. He like, people do get in their own way.
Yeah.
But how do we get you out of your own way? That's what I always think when we talking to our guests, because we do talk about mental health and we have people open themselves up. But as a mental health advocate, I'm a firm believer in closing someone back up and sending them away with something that they can build on. So how do you actually set your goals? Are you more short steps, incrementalism, or is it more bigger goals? And then you hit that bigger goal, and then you hit it, but you don't give yourself a lot of praise, and you just focus on the next thing.
It's that. It's just that. Like, I set the long-term goals, and you literally just described it. Like, when I put on my first show, I was so, out of all the things that were going on that year just leading up to me putting on the show and how successful it was, I fell into a deep depression after that. Like, only a few of my close friends know. I fell into a deep depression because I wasn't really happy with the designs. I got some negative feedback from people that were close to me, and it just kind of like beat me up. And I just kind of like I didn't do nothing for like the first 4 months, the four months after that. And I don't give myself enough credit. And so I just literally just kind of jump on to the next thing, and here's this the next project. This is what I can do. But then it will just be that.
Can you say that you don't count the small wins?
Yeah.
Because every accomplishment you've done, it was something that you haven't done before.
Yeah.
So by I can identify with that. Me and him talked about this on Wax sometime last year. Creating the first design. You get so burnt out after creating all your designs. You have all these expectations, and then you don't meet those expectations that you expected what it should have been, but there were still wins that you can take from that experience.
But sometimes, just like you said, like these were some of the things that I could have done better, or I wanted to add to it. And granted, like I'm proud, I'm happy, but deep down inside, it's like, okay, I need to do this better. So it's like I kind of beat myself up in a sense. Like, this is what I need to do better, and let me just make sure I can do that the next go around, like for this next collection that's coming out in October. But then there's still that daily battle, like, okay, well, I might see somebody on Instagram and be like, oh, those designs are cute, but here I go, now I'm back to the drawing board. You know, it's how can I say it? It's literally a me thing that I know I have to, to figure out. Like, nobody can say, oh, well, you should do this. It's like, until you figure out that, like, okay, you need to get out of your own way, I'm still gonna be stagnant. So, and that's what I'm currently fighting right now.
I remember watching an interview of a rapper, and a rapper said that nothing is trash. And the reason why he said that nothing is trash is because it was actually Tyler, the Creator, to be exact. And he said nothing is trash because it didn't exist beforehand. You don't know what it took to go into that. Different people are on different levels when they're creating. even the people who are so designers, but like me, I'm a person who tells the person that makes it what I want done. That's just it. I send you every design. I tell you how I want it curated, how I want it made, and we go through revisions of that product, like talking about your sample. But you're touching the product from the thought to the final product, the final form. So you have to give yourself some grace, because we big up your team, because your team is carrying the torches for the other things that you don't have to do. But the biggest thing about that is, my bad. The biggest thing about that is there's nobody to help you design. There's nobody that's helping you cut. There's nobody that's helping you sew. And again, what I can attest to with designing is, in your head immediately it's fire, but then as soon as you put it out there, you're like, oh, okay, I see where this could be more functional.
Yeah.
Like I remember my first product ever making, I made shorts, and I sent the design over to China. They sent me back my sample. I'm like, okay, I want shorts so that the pockets can function. And I want turtle shell short pocket buttons, because the blue buttons that you send on these shorts look whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's things like that. And when you don't have a design board, and when you think about in fashion, there's a team of 10 to 15 people who are talking about this one product, and you doing everything yourself. That's a win right there.
See, I never looked at it like that. I never really looked at it like that.
You got to know the business. You in the business, you doing the business, but you got to understand that you wear the hats that teams of 10 to 15 people are executing.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
So-
another, not to cut you off.
Go, you
cut
got
your
it,
wisdom
brother.
off, God will give you everything, but it won't be at the same time.
Yeah.
You will have everything, but it won't be all at once. So recognize that portion of it, that you already have done everything. You know what I mean? So just live within that, and it's just about being intentional about taking a pause and saying, I did that, regardless of the impact that it may make. Like he said, it's the small nuances of the work that make the work special.
Yeah. Thank you.
for sure.
I appreciate hearing that, because I don't think about that. I don't look at that. I just look at, oh, well, I got these. I've been critiqued, and now I just got to go back and fix it. Not giving myself that grace. So
The great ones never do. The great ones never give themselves grace.
What roles do you believe that the community can play in the part in pushing your mission for body positivity and having a positive self-image?
just having those different spaces for people like me to create, to allow my creativity to help impact others with, you know what I'm saying, is good for their mental health. So just in sticking together, because everybody know as a creative, you gotta have like solid people around you who you know that is not gonna steal your ideas, and who say they support you, but then the next minute, you know, the very same thing you talked to them about on Monday, they went and did it on Sunday. So it's like, I think that's really important, is just having a solid community and having those spaces, such as the space that we're in, to create, such as Creative Space, allowing me to have my mental health support groups there each month. And to just, you know, even if you can't come out and support physically all the time, you know, repost some things, you know, share things. Like, that means a lot to artists. We're all artists, and we're all sensitive about the stuff that we create, with the stuff we put out there.
Sure.
So you approaching this 4th fashion show right now. I seen the casting call go out there. Talk to us about that. How you feeling about it?
I'm lit. I'm ready. I'm ready for this fashion show. This fashion show means a lot to me. All of them do, but this one is really, really big, because we got some really, really great models who have registered. We got almost like a new set of eyes, like waiting to come to the fashion show. Like, you know, I'm connecting with different people in the industry, whether it's here in Cleveland, Detroit. I've made some connections in Chicago, and just recently LA. And so the fashion show, this model call is this is going to be really big. And plus, it's something that we've never done before, because usually at our fashion shows, it's like a black tie affair. Like, I don't let you in if you got jeans on. That's just flat out. But this time we're focusing on streetwear, and so it's just different. I'm kind of excited to show the people that like I don't do just one thing. Like I'm really a creative, and once I put my mind towards something, like if you was at last year's show, you just really got to be prepared for this year.
Okay.
Word.
Each show we get bigger. Each show.
I can't wait for you to be able to showcase that. And I think that's really big for you.
It's gonna be dope. I hope to see y'all there,
Yeah.
fellas.
We got an invite.
Y'all got an invite. Y'all have seats. I got seats for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going.
Y'all have to. Y'all have to come. Like it's gonna be so
Then count me in
nice.
then. Count me in. We might
So
even.
I'm gonna be a fairy.
I was about to say, hey, we might even do a little bit of creative mindset stuff there. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
well, come on. The venue we're at Aura venue Cleveland. It was the old building 17, so they remodeled in there, so it's enough space to fit like 600 people. So it's really dope, really big.
Never been to a fashion show, so I'm excited.
Really?
I've never been to.
Oh, well, you in for a treat. I know. I felt
Alright.
it. I was trying to.
So, going through all this, tell me, what is some advice that you would give to someone who's following the journey that you're on right now? Because right now in Cleveland, I feel like you're a trailblazer in the pocket that you're working in, and you are setting the tone to inspire others. So for that upcoming designer that's coming up, that upcoming photographer, even that person that needs to know how to embrace their curves and love who they are, what is some advice that you have for them?
Well, thank you for that. Is to just be yourself, stay true to who you are, and you got to really get out your head. You are the only person that's blocking your blessings for real, and to not let too many people in on what you have going on, especially as far as creative things. And just really chase after your dreams. Like, you want something, you have to put your mind to it and really just like go for it. And that's really all. That's all I did was just, I said I want to do something, and once my mind is set on that, it's over.
Being happy that you didn't pursue law enforcement.
I am very happy, actually.
Will we ever see a law enforcement collection?
Not at all. Not at all. Not never.
Utility bill?
No, not at all.
Tell us, what are you most grateful for?
Life. I'm most grateful for just life, being able to be here and use the gifts that God has blessed me with to really inspire and help other people. Because I really feel like once I started my organization, that's when I found my purpose. And I'm just grateful for my purpose, even if it's tiring and draining to me. As long as somebody is getting something out of it, I'm straight.
Amen to that.
Keep leaning into your faith. God will replenish.
Yeah, and he is.
Sure.
He is. Well, I was about to say, I know we got to go because we could talk for real.
My last question was, if it's one last theme collection, a theme, maybe the ones that you haven't put out yet, you know, the ones that's stuck in the vault, if you can leave with the world, what would it be?
Now you got me thinking.
Yeah,
Why you got me doing that on camera?
I hope to get you steamed up so you can actually do it.
Ask that question one more time.
If it's one last theme collection that you can leave everybody with to commemorate who you are and what you leave, you know, your mark on the culture with, what would it be? Because people have been doing some crazy things.
I wouldn't necessarily say theme per se, but I love avant-garde. I love camp. I love things that are just extraordinary, that are bold, vibrant, because that's me. I'm lively. I'm funny. I like to do different things. So if I had to, the last collection, it would be something really campy, really avant-garde, like stuff that you'll see on the Met Gala.
Word. I like that.
I like that word.
Avant-garde.
Value
So before we get up out of here, for the people that aren't following you, that don't know how to access you, tell them where they can find you.
So you can find me. My personal page is Darcia_Vega, DARCIA_Vega. And follow my nonprofit, Embrace That Curves, one word, Embrace That Curves on Instagram.
Vega.
Darcy, your boy, y'all.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Don't know why you was nervous.
I am. Player still nervous because the camera's still rolling.